Welcome back.
Welcome back. As Ethan said, welcome back. Big warm welcome back to episode 28, I think. It's hard to keep track going every other week. It was hard to keep track in the first place. We are currently now watching the NBA draft because we don't care about you.
We don't.
We do not care.
Get off our video.
We don't care about any movies. We don't care about anything. We just want to see...
when is Devon Dotson going?
When is Devon Dotson getting picked?
By the 76ers.
That is not Devon Dotson.
That sucks.
But anyways, we're back. Another 2 weeks, another 2 movies.
Mm-hmm.
They're down. We killed them. None of them were rom-coms, unfortunately.
That sucks.
We need more rom-com action.
That is no fucking fun at all.
No, The Godfather's a rom-com. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, the part where...
The car scene?
Boobies.
The blow-up part?
Boobies.
Like the blow-up, the boom?
Yeah.
The truck go boom
Truck
part?
go boom.
Yeah.
That made me...
That shit shocked me.
Yeah, it got me. That
and
part
there's
got
comedy, right?
me. Some people laugh
Yeah.
in that movie.
Right.
I forgot what parts were funny, but
I thought it was funny
when
when he killed the 2 dudes.
It's funny when they're baptizing the baby.
Yeah.
Because the baby looks silly.
Baby does
The
look
baby
silly.
has no idea what's
It wasn't a
going
big baby, though.
It was a very small baby, actually. It's kind of a pathetic baby.
Yeah.
But yeah, this week...
Hello?
This week, our baby discussion is over now. This week we watched odd double feature of... Well, I mean, kind of odd.
It was
No, I don't.
Really?
I don't see it as being odd.
It's 2 very highly critically acclaimed movies. So
in wildly different genres.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. We watched Godfather. Only the first one. We didn't watch any of the others. And Princess Mononoke.
Yep.
Great. Oh my god, what a week. What a 2 weeks. What a 2 weeks of movies.
Yeah.
Unbelievable scenes, guys.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Very
Well,
nice.
You know, we watched yours first, Ethan, so you go ahead and explain to us.
What is The Godfather?
What is The Godfather?
I don't know what The Godfather is. Can you explain it?
The Godfather
He doesn't even know.
is a movie with gangsters. That's it.
There are some gangsters.
It is a movie
Yeah.
about the Italian mob.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yes.
With Corleone. What's his first
Don
name?
Corleone.
Don Corleone.
Don Corleone.
Vitalon. Vitalon and Birazzi and
Yes.
all those people.
Yes. And basically it is about their struggles, or like not their struggles, but their influence on, is it they're in New York.
New York and New Jersey.
Yeah, and basically just how like a mob runs and kind of the inner workings of the family. And it is kind of about modernization because they...
We're not writing an essay here, buddy.
He can say what it's about.
He
He
can
can say his opinions.
I'm giving him
say
shit.
his
Just
opinion.
relax. He said a big
Jackson's
word.
in a bad mood
Modernization,
right now.
big word.
That was a joke. Just continue.
So...
Wait, first, real quick, can we do a compilation of Jackson Bad Mood compilation?
Yes.
And just have every moment where
this is-
Jackson...
There's, you can look at every video.
Like the one before he had to work, the day podcast?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Okay, so there's 2 podcasts where I'm in a bad mood.
No, there's a lot.
There's a lot. That's just one I remembered. Anyways, The Godfather. What is it, Ethan? Did you lose your train of thought?
No.
Okay, good.
Modernization.
Modernization. So basically it's about...
I didn't do it. He was laughing.
Stop
He was
playing your
laughing.
stupid
so-
Hearthstone.
I started this, I have to finish it. So it's modernized because the main conflict introduces when this drug dealer wants to get the 5 families into his business by having them sell his drugs, right?
Yeah, it's like distribute and fund his...
Yeah.
And basically, Don Corleone is like, fuck no, I am an old man and I will keep my old ways and
the police are not gonna back.
Right, and the politics aren't gonna back me. And he ends up, Don Corleone like smells something fishy, ends up sending one of his guys to go like check it out. His guy gets killed, and then it starts this whole war basically between him, this drug guy, and then the 5 families get involved because the drug guy wants to sell to them, and they buy, and then they don't want it back, and all this And yeah, it's pretty fucked up. It is a very good dip into reality of film, I think. A good dose of reality. Is a great historical piece, and it is one of my top movies. And that's why I had seen it before, and that's why I wanted to watch it, because these fuckers are film majors and they haven't seen The Godfather. So yeah, what'd you guys think?
It fucking sucked.
Yeah, worst movie
Dude,
I've ever
old
seen.
movie. It's so
Gross.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't even like. It wasn't even like HD.
It wasn't even like 4K.
It was
I
like
couldn't
grainy
even
and
see
weird.
it.
Yeah.
Bro, any movie before 2010, it just looks like it's been
I bet they
recorded
shot
off
that
a
on
toaster.
real film.
Yeah, for real. Like, what year is it?
Gross.
2003. What this was like 2001, right? Something like that.
Something really old.
But actually, all hilarious jokes aside, it was a very, very good movie.
Very, very good.
And I thought, like, I don't know, with movies like this that are kind of older movies that everyone's like, oh, one of the best movies ever. I just think, like, there's no way. Like, it's so old. Like, I appreciate, like, what it is and what it means for, like, just, like, movies in general. But usually they don't really
compare
to what we have or like there's things like about them that take kind of you out of the experience because it just feels dated.
Yeah.
This movie, I mean, there are some moments where this movie feels dated, but they're not. I can just.
There's only one scene
them.
that comes up to me which was I'm wondering if you noticed this when
The beat up scene where he misses the punch by a mile.
Well, honestly, it was the camera's fault.
Yeah, I mean that was a terrible angle to be at.
I don't know why they included that in the movie. That's kind of.
Yeah, that was obvious.
I mean, the movie's
they
100 out of
100. Get another
100.
shot of it and
Use it. They just had to probably.
The movie is a 100 out of 100 minus that one scene.
minus like a half a point for that scene.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's just such a good movie.
And like you recognize that it's too nitpicky to be like, okay, well, now this movie is kind of taking me out a little bit just because it's so good everywhere.
Yeah.
It's like there's like hardly any flaws.
Yeah, it's a really good movie.
Yeah.
I watched it like junior year of high school, and so
like
I told you guys like it sparked a lot of my interest for film, at least storytelling in film, and that's because of the scene that I said. What was your guys' favorite scene? First off,
my definite favorite scene was the baptism scene where they're killing off all the head families, and at the same time he's becoming the godfather to his sister's baby. And I just thought that scene was really good.
Honestly, I thought there's obviously much more notable scenes in the movie, but I thought one of my favorites was just like the opening wedding.
I was gonna say that too.
I
love
honestly,
that.
that is just so incredibly shot, and it seems so authentic the whole time. Like it doesn't seem like there's any acting happening. And that leads me to like one of my main points about this movie that I just can't get over is the fact that it was a 3-hour movie, but it felt like it was 25 minutes. Like it just doesn't. There's not a point where it really takes you out.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like 3 hours.
Yeah, I mentioned this before, but I thought it felt like it was long, but I liked that it was long because I think that the movie needed to be as long as it was to like tell the story.
Yeah.
Because I mean, the movie has a really good pace to it, but it has like this is a movie unlike Bad Times at El Royale where I thought I was like interested in the lows of the movie. Like when the like action kind of stops, I'm still interested in what's happening.
When he moves to Sicily and stuff.
Like he moves to Italy, and just like the conversations with like his family members or people that are in the mob or in the mafia with him, and then also just like the historical factor, like that I've taken like everyone's taken like history classes and stuff and learned about the like mafia in the U.S. and it was kind of cool to like. I took like a Kansas City history class in high school and like hear like kind of the reference to the Kansas City mob and just I just feel like there was a lot of attention to detail in play when it comes to all of that.
So I already told you guys my favorite scene, but I'll explain to you like why it was my favorite scene. But it was a scene where he popped the two guys, the drug dealer and the dirty cop's heads. And basically, I explained it a little bit to Jackson, but it changed like my viewpoint on film because film had never really like affected me like emotionally that way before. And I'm gonna compare it to a newer movie. Basically, like it gave me like a shit ton of anxiety when I first saw the scene, and I was like, just like the amount of like the camera's very still, the ambient noise is like very quiet and very centered on the conversation that they're having. And it's very quiet, and then that loud train comes in, and it's like, oh, that shit's about to get fucked. And it's also the fact that like what gives it the scene anxiety is the character, the character background. Like this dude, like yes, he was in the army, but he never really done anything for his family, and that's explained. He's never done anything dirty for his family. This is the first time this dude is delving into the world of being a mobster, and
he's starting it off.
I really like too that when
big
when he goes to look for the gun, he searches for like solid 30 seconds.
Yeah, he's nervy. Like he's really nervous, and that adds even more tension.
What is so cool about that is that like you can tell he's super nervous. I mean, obviously the whole like finding the gun part was kind of anxiety inducing, but they did it in a cool way where you could only see like the top of his head behind the stalls, and you could just tell like he was shaking just because of like kind of the movements that he had, and he like fixes his hair for a second, and it's just like, what is going on? This is so eerie.
Yeah. I also like because they say, you know, just go out 2 shots straight to the head.
Yeah, that doesn't happen.
And he walks out and just stands there. In front of him for a while.
Yeah.
And even that's just like, shit, is he like gonna actually do it?
Yeah.
Because for a second there I was like, oh, maybe he just decided to just put the gun away and not do it.
Mm-hmm. But he does, they said 2 shots and run. He, as you said, like he does stand there and wait a little bit like before he does it, but he does 3 shots overall. He shoots the drug dealer in the head, then he shoots the cop in like the neck, and then he shoots him in the head.
Yeah. And then
and he stands there after the fact.
Yeah.
He doesn't like move. He like stands up and he's like,
shit. Yeah. And then he doesn't drop the gun like,
until
halfway. Until he's halfway to the door.
And then the music comes in like perfectly.
Yeah.
Just to intensify the scene more. But basically, like my first time watching that scene, like I was alone watching the movie, and I think it's a lot different. It's a lot different of an experience to watch a movie by yourself than with other people, because comments are coming in from other people, and that influences how you feel about the movie. But my head was, I just had my thoughts to myself, and I was like, holy shit, like this is anxiety inducing. And the film that I'm going to compare it to is what's it called, Uncut Gems, which this is like why I think it's such a great movie, because like I explained to Jackson like yesterday or something, like it surprised me that such an old film could give me so much anxiety at that time, because Uncut Gems is like reviewed as this anxiety filled film, like it's a never ending anxiety trip, but I didn't have anxiety once in that film, and like
I didn't really either.
I didn't like have a deep emotional, like it was a good film, like it was entertaining, but I didn't really get like a large emotional connection to it. And that's a newer movie with top name actors, big budget, and made what, a year ago? Mm-hmm. And when was Godfather made? 90s? Late 90s?
Early
72.
Early 70s?
1972.
Okay. So The Godfather is able to produce that with probably less production value, and all it takes is style, and like that just wowed the shit out of me, and that's why this movie is like one of my most acclaimed movies personally. But that was my favorite scene, but there's so many scenes you can grab thematic elements from and messages from, and it's a fucking good movie, and who doesn't like a good mobster story? And if it's done like that, then fuck yeah. So that is what I say about The Godfather.
Yeah, I mean, it was just it was The Godfather. Like, I went in thinking like it's gonna be good, and guess what?
It was good.
It was a good movie.
Hey, leave the gun, take the cannoli.
Yeah, there's something about just like Italian.
Mm-hmm.
Italian people are they're just fun to watch.
They're fun to watch.
Their interactions.
They're just so smooth talking.
In movies.
In movies, yeah. I don't think I've really ever met anyone who actually.
The Italian American accents are kind of going away. They're harder, a lot harder to find nowadays. It's just kind of I don't know. You just can't find accents.
You can't refuse.
You just don't find like regional accents like that.
So well, goddamn.
Yeah.
Yeah, when he first talks, like I couldn't even understand him, and I was like, I don't know. I turned subtitles on for that movie.
I love the face. He's always like,
yeah. His jaw is not like
you can't refuse.
Yeah.
Had gum cancer 17 times.
But it's such a great sequence of events. Like, there's no jumbling of events. Like, they introduced the family with the wedding. They introduced how the mob works with the horse or the head of the horse.
Mm-hmm.
To give you a taste of what the mobster life is like. And then they delve into family affairs, and then they do a side story which becomes the main story of the son, and it's fucking nuts. It's really good.
It is it's a crazy movie.
It was definitely not a normal narrative plot. Like,
no.
It didn't have like a clear like curvature to it. It was just
pretty much like, let's just tell the story of this family.
And it worked.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty
The
complex.
whole full circle thing of he's so reluctant in the beginning to be a part of the family business, and then he's just full on in it and at the top of it.
That's why I really like the baptism scene because the whole time he's saying like, you know, do you renounce like the devil and all sinful acts and stuff, and he's like, I do. Cuts to somebody just getting shot in the head.
Yeah, that's character development.
Yeah.
Like, that is the definition of character development.
And that's just like, it's kind of just like shows a big what's the right word contradiction of like the mafias. They were all like devout Roman Catholics, but they're out here doing all this killing for like covers like
juxtaposition
business.
is what it is.
Juxtaposition.
Also, I liked how they added the other families in. They had the meeting with
that meeting
Corleone.
was dope.
Yeah, and the Kansas City mobster.
Oh yeah.
Which I told them I think he was Jewish, the one that was in the film. Which is pretty.
I don't know.
hype.
Would it have been at that time? I thought that who was the Jewish mobster? Who was the leader of the Jewish mob in Kansas City?
I have no idea,
It
but
was Ethan Newman.
yeah, it's probably me. Probably my great wrong.
Yeah, no, not right.
Another thing that was so smart about the movie was the whole the daughter's husband, who was kind of on the inside for the other mob, the other family, and he just kept beating the fuck out of Connie, I think was her name.
Mm-hmm.
And the final time it happens, after Sonny first is like, if you touch her again, I'll kill you. Then he beats the fuck out of her again, and he's on his way to destroy him. And then that's when he gets popped, and then it spins out of control.
That's such a sad moment.
Yeah, because you're just so wanting him to just go and just take it to him.
That was an awesome scene.
The like 5,000 bullets.
Yeah. That was good.
Sheesh.
That was really good. But yeah.
Yeah, good movie.
Ratings?
I guess. We went through that pretty quick, but I don't know if there's really much to say about The Godfather. It's just like...
I'm just so glad I watched
it's a 5 out of 5. It's one of the best movies I think I've ever seen.
Yeah.
It's that, and I think Parasite might be the best movies that I've seen.
Yeah, I'm going to give it a 5 out of 5 too. I don't really think there's too much of a question about it. I probably would have given it a lower rating if I didn't have subtitles though. Because that's just how my brain works. But
yeah, I kind of wish we watched with the subtitles, but I was still able to follow it easily. So, but I just couldn't understand everything.
You guys just have very, very low attention spans.
We definitely do not.
No, Jackson does.
I watched it with subtitles too. But yeah, I give it a 5 out of 5. That's my first 5 out of 5 on the pod.
Oh yeah! Wow.
Has anybody given a 5 out of 5?
I've given a lot. You guys always talk about me being too critical. I've probably given out the most. I'm definitely gonna have the most 5 out of 5.
I just think we think you're weird.
Joe, I think because you give all the movies you suggest 5 out of 5.
Ichi? I give Ichi a 7.
Okay, 1.
Okay, 1.
World's End, I should have given a 9.
Okay, well, you gave it a 5 out of 5.
Yeah.
And what else did you get? My suggestion, you gave a 5 out of 5, which was basically your suggestion.
And this one,
no,
Stalker. I gave Whiplash a 5 out of 5 also. I've given a lot of 5 out of 5s on the pod.
Yeah.
And the reason I give my movies 5 out of 5s is because I know I'll like them. The 2 that I've given 5 out of 5s. 3 now.
Yeah.
Spoiler for my other rating.
Spoiler.
But yeah, this is a 5 out of 5. It's The Godfather. I feel like I'm
not laughing at you. I'm trying to figure out what movie I want to suggest.
I'm still getting. What are you doing, a rom-com?
No, I just went past Happy Feet.
And you laughed at that?
What if I suggested Happy Feet?
AIDS.
Minions.
You were supposed to suggest something I've never heard of.
But yeah,
I'm in the early 2000s. Sorry, Joe.
I just want to finish this up real quick. I see, like, I don't know if I wouldn't consider this one of the best movies I've ever seen. I just appreciate, this is probably the movie I appreciate the most out of any that I've seen. It's just such a, like, important movie in, like, just history. Just, like, it's straight up just, like,
that's what I'm saying. It's like, just such a good movie and, like, just so well done. And then also just because it's, like, such an important movie and just film in general.
Mm-hmm. So this actually makes me curious. Are we ever gonna have a week where we all give 5 out of 5s again? What happened with Whiplash?
I didn't give it a 5 out of 5.
Yeah.
Sheesh. Wow, this is a rarity right here, folks.
A rarity.
Hit like, subscribe.
In any like top 10 films of all time list, The Godfather is going to be in the top 5, top 3 probably. So I mean, it's just kind of a general consensus.
Yeah.
Like if you go on Letterboxd and check like the
probably got
1,000 best films of all time, it's going to be top 10 every time.
Yeah.
But I just want to say this. I think I do have the highest rated films suggestion so far on the pod.
Yeah.
Right?
What are your picks so far? So it's Godfather, Stalker. Stalker wasn't high rated.
No.
Only me.
Whiplash
was high. We all.
I guess.
I'm definitely not. Well.
I guess. What's it called? Love, Death, Robots wasn't highly rated.
Oh. I think I averaged a solid 1-star review.
I really like that. But
I like the idea, but I didn't like it.
Yeah.
But that was like a bunch. I don't know if we count that. I don't know if we count that.
What else? Is that it? Is that all I've done?
I don't know.
It might be.
But anyway,
but I think it is.
Let's move on.
Let's move on, boys.
Yeah, let's
to the second movie.
The old Princess
Mononoke.
The old limb licker.
The limb chopper.
Limb chopper
movie.
It's the limb licker.
Wow.
Lick some limbs.
So yeah, this movie I kind of was unsure about picking it, and then I decided, I have a free HBO Max subscription. I'm gonna watch Spirited Away and see if I like that. And I love Spirited Away. And then I'm just like, yeah, we'll watch Mononoke. And I personally ended up liking this even more than Spirited Away. And I thought Spirited Away was one of the best movies I've ever seen. And yeah, it's a crazy movie about humans versus nature, demons, lots of like made up but like inspired by like Japanese folklore characters. Like, dude, Miyazaki, I think I'm pronouncing his name right, the director of this movie, is probably the best all time at creating like these worlds and just world building in general. He's insane. He is like, his movies, he's just hit after hit. And I also learned, I told you guys a lie. Studio Ghibli temporarily closed down in 2014 and he went retired and it closed down, and he came out of retirement in 2017 and he's making a movie right now.
Nice.
So
wow.
He's on the chopping block.
Devon. But yeah, we just watched Mononoke.
Yeah, it was really good.
I thought I might have too high of expectations for it, but it surpassed my expectations.
Okay, here's the thing. I didn't watch, but...
You watched the end of
Totoro. So I didn't, and I personally was like, this feels like Magic School Bus shit. And like, so I like didn't have like that high of like expectations going in. Spirit, like, otherwise I've just heard Spirited Away is really good. But yeah, I was really surprised. I actually I really love the art style.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
The colors were done beautifully. The different types of like styles that were integrated on top of each other and like leveled out into it, like the ground to the character models to like the sky and other like animals and shit. Like, it was really good.
Monkey.
I really like the only thing like that, I don't know, I thought the main character felt bland. Personally,
yeah,
I felt the supporting cast felt complex.
Yeah,
and I
felt the main character. I think it was just mainly the dub voice acting that brought it. I thought that the voice actor and the dub was kind of monotone.
Saying, I agree with that, but I'm also just saying story wise, like the only elements he had to him. Okay, these were the elements he had to him. He had, I have an arm because I shot a boar in the face. I love nature and humans.
Yeah.
And I want to have sex with Princess.
He is literally like, he's the plot device. He's what makes the story happen.
I disagree with that.
It's more like his experiencing the story. He's the middle ground.
I disagree with that because what drives the plot is Princess Mononoke and the Asian lady on the human side.
Yeah.
That's what drives the plot completely.
It's not
It's him experiencing the plot.
Yeah.
And that's fine. Like, that's cool to see, like a main character that isn't used like integrally to the plot. Which I don't know. I liked that, but at the same time, like, he just didn't really have any what's it called? Depth to him.
Maybe that's why I liked him, because I like characters that are just neutral.
Yeah.
Just don't do anything.
Yeah.
Because it's me.
He was pissing me off the whole movie, though. Yeah. I was like, you need to pick a fucking side.
It is.
Bitch.
But I think but that's such a, like, that is one of the main, he like reinforces one of the main points of the movies, that both sides actually they have intentions that really aren't all evil. Mm-hmm. Like, the leader lady is like taking in lepers and like just like she's just helping basically
taking
disadvantaged.
In prostitutes.
Yeah,
is that what lepers are?
No, lepers are like people who have like deformities.
Yeah,
or like leprosy, the disease.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's like helping like less fortunate people, and she's giving them like an opportunity to live in the city, but is also killing the forest and the animals. Have this like undying hatred for humans and will not make up the relationship whatsoever, no matter what they do. And they obviously have the good side. They're like the natural environment. They're nature. Mm-hmm. They keep the world going.
Yeah. I do like. I really like. Because. Everybody grew up watching animations that had no maturity in them. And, like, for some reason still, like, when I see an animation that, like, has mature content, such as, like, the limbs and the blood and all that shit, like, it, like, surprises me and, like, gets me, like, into the movie. So I guess, like, I enjoyed that, but that's just, like, a given, I guess. But, yeah, the style of the movie was fucking dope. The demon like style.
Holy, those action scenes in this movie were unreal.
Yeah, the attention to detail is absurd.
The one where San is like running on the roofs of the Iron Town. That was
cool.
So sick.
Yeah. Also, the movie, I think it, in my personal opinion, this probably isn't true, but I just saw like a lot of video games in it. I saw Legend of Zelda in it. I saw the main character as Legend of Zelda, or Link, and if you watch like Breath of the Wild trailers, you'll be like, oh, like a side by side with this movie, they'll be like, oh, okay. And then also the game that I just played, Ghost of Tsushima, that with like all the samurais and like the weapons and just the architecture and stuff, like it's a pretty 1-to-1, I guess, creation of them. So like all the similarities like I found in the movie, like it made me really like it. But yeah, that's my take on it.
Yeah.
Wait, quick question. So, what was the part when the samurai were attacking Irontown?
They were basically...
That was just a war with, like...
that was just an outside war?
Yeah. Right, with
okay,
like a conflicting village or
that
something.
That one threw me off for a second.
Yeah, well, those samurai were just basically... Those were the ones from the beginning that were, like, looting that village.
Mm-hmm.
And they just basically were going around looting different places.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't know. I kind of had the same thing as Ethan. I felt like the main character was...
But I mean, the main character had goals.
No, he did.
He wanted to.
Felt
like he was exiled from his home. They said that he was dead. They said that he was dead to him. So like getting this mark, the mark is like a pretty big deal.
But I also felt like he was just almost like too perfect of a main character. Like I feel like he didn't have any flaws, and I don't know, when I see a character that's literally like there's nothing wrong with them. They don't have any like. He didn't seem like he had any like, you know.
I mean, you could say that his inability to pick a side is a flaw, kind of.
I didn't think that
he's kind of like immature.
But you can also argue that that's not a flaw.
I thought that was too perfect of a thing because he didn't even have any like real like going back and forth of like I want to help both people. It was just like, guys, stop! I don't want you to fight.
Yeah, it's whenever the situation approached him. Yeah. Is when he commented on it.
Yeah, and he's like, guys, stop! Don't fight. And that was about the basis of his whole character.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, like everything that you guys said, I thought like the art and everything was really cool. I will say I was a little bit. I wanted more limbs.
Yeah,
because it starts off right away, just boom, guy's head rips off, boom, arm ripped off, and I was like,
then there's like
gonna have a
one
bunch
more,
of shit. And then there's
times.
a couple more, and I was like,
I was gonna add, kind of going off what you're saying, Tyler, about the limbs.
Yeah.
I was gonna add
limbs.
What? So his disease, or
his arm,
his curse on his arm.
Somebody was drinking while watching the movie. He didn't understand some of the plot. Anyways.
Well, no. I feel like this is a question you guys might have, but his curse grew so quickly in the beginning of the movie, and it like often acted up and like had so much power. But then all of a sudden, when all the fights started, you hardly saw from that.
I think that's because they already introduced the fact that like it is a thing, and they're not gonna redo they're not gonna like show like. But his arm power up every time.
But that was his problem. He couldn't control it.
I do have a problem with that. Is that the arm was like a thing that was like part of the like demon that was like taking over him pretty much, you know?
Yeah, and he couldn't control it.
He couldn't control it, but then he ends up using it to do everything that he wants to do. And I thought that was a little bit of a
opening the gate.
Because if the demon takes over like all these two like both the boars, and they go off and kill everyone, how come he doesn't?
The demon did like take over the other animals like quicker, and like I would have liked to see what it would have been fully fleshed out of like the demon taking him over. We never got like a sense of that. It was always the most it got to was him being able to control it, which was never really answered like why he was able to control it.
Yeah.
And you can just say will, like, okay.
And
but
like, the only part that's like he almost loses control is when his arm wants to stab the lady, whatever her face is, like when she's showing him the guns and stuff, and his arm like goes to grab his sword or whatever, and he like holds it back, and then that was the only time his arm.
Yeah, but I feel like if you overuse, like Ethan said, if you overuse that, it's gonna get real repetitive.
Yeah, but I feel like his arm should have done some shit where he was trying to like kill somebody and he had to try and stop himself. It was almost like a battle between himself.
My thing isn't that it wouldn't have been repetitive if we saw it taking control of him. It would have been repetitive if every time like something with the demon happened, which like kind of like was a little scarce, like you guys said, and not developed. Like, if his arm just bulged every time, and we got to cut to his arm, like, bulging. Maybe, like, his body could have started, like, bulging. Or, like, you could have seen, like a shadow behind him, or, like, worms start, like, oozing out of, like, parts of his body or something like that.
Yeah. Or even just, like, it start to take over more and more, and just slowly his, like, mind starts to question, like, actually, between, like, staying neutral or like going after somebody else.
Yeah, because his thought process, like you see in the boars, they become evil. They become like their mindsets like get taken over by this demon. His mindset is never like his mental state and his mindset is never changed in the whole film.
Yeah, and I think that was even bigger problem when I like was talking about the him being too perfect, because I feel like
the only thing that I could say to explain that is the animals were a part of nature and they got affected by the iron, and he was cursed by the worms. So maybe
I thought he was shot by the iron.
No. Remember? He's fighting the boar and the like things go grab his arm. So I'm guessing there's a difference there.
Okay, and then that's the thing. That fucks up the rest of the plot, because a lot of other things get touched by like the demon worm thingies and they don't get fucked.
No, remember Song gets touched by them and she gets the thing at the end. We see that she has the curse.
But also if you like the wolf gets shot by the iron and she doesn't.
Remember, Son extracts it. Yeah. That's why she's like sucking the blood by the river. Yeah. She gets the iron out of it.
But at the same time that the big boar, turns at the end there turns into the demon. But then there's like tons of other like the wolf gets shot at the end too, because the wolf is all bloodied up, the boar is all bloodied up. So I don't see how they don't both turn into that. That was what confused me.
Maybe okay, who are they fighting? I'm trying to remember, where did the wolf get shot? Did they get shot by a gun?
Yeah, they were fighting in that battlefield, where the huge war the battle that happened with the boars and the humans. And that's where the boar got all like fucked up.
Wait, did our guy already get picked?
No.
Because both the wolf and the boar were both struggling to walk.
Maybe we're done. Maybe Devon got picked. I don't know.
Sorry.
It's whatever. Maybe he did. We may have missed it, but...
Did you guys like the movie, as a cumulative score? What would, not saying your score, but, did you like it or no?
I really liked it, yeah.
Yeah?
I feel like a lot of our complaints right now are very much nitpicking.
Yeah, they are nitpicking.
Yeah. I just thought there were holes in the characters and, I don't know, just some things that I felt like...
Yeah.
It could have been made better, is all I'm saying.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That is one of the best anime. Is that considered an anime?
Yeah.
It's one of the best animes I have seen.
Yeah, I agree with that.
See, yeah, I think you guys, though, if you watch Spirited Away, you would have a lot. The protagonist of Spirited Away is very similar to Son. To, what's-his-face? I don't remember his name.
But we're gonna call him Link.
They're very similar people, just kind of going through. It's more like, I feel like it's just about their experience. They're not supposed to be these tide turners. They try to be, but they just aren't.
I will say that,
and I think that can add to
this movie is just Avatar, but without the tentacle sex. That's what this movie is.
It's like Avatar, but a good movie.
It's Avatar, but without the tentacle sex.
How is it Avatar?
Because
the blue person
because
movie?
Space people.
Because what?
I guess it probably has the similar
themes. If you think about it, the whole movie of Avatar is all about people
mechanization versus nature.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's basically what this movie is about. There's a similar thing in the spirit of the forest and the spirit in Avatar.
Okay.
Except this came out 15 years before Avatar.
You're right.
But then there's a human
pretty similar plot
that is trying to save the people, but also still trying to help the people, the humans.
Yeah. Okay.
And
I see that.
Pretty much the same movie.
Yeah. Because that's why I really like the protagonist in this, besides the voice actor. I want to watch this movie with subs, just saying it now.
In Avatar, they go to try and destroy the big tree at the end.
Yeah.
And there's,
Avatar was probably they very much were influenced by this, as I think a lot of things were, as Ethan was saying, Breath of the Wild. I never even thought of
I think the art is, and the art and just the movement and everything is very similar.
Yeah.
And also, I didn't ever mention it, but the music in this movie was amazing.
Music was pretty.
Like the opening part where he's on the horse riding away from his village. That part was right. That in that moment, I'm like, yeah, this movie's gonna be really good. I'm gonna really like this movie. It's just there's something about the worlds that. Like, you guys do need to watch more of his movies, and I need to watch more of them.
I'm gonna watch Spirited Away when I can.
Yeah, it's very... Spirited Away is good. There's, like, it doesn't have as many... Well, there's no limbs ripped off in Spirited Away. Spirited Away is a much more kid-friendly movie. Like, the reason I thought you guys would like Mononoke more, because I'm pretty sure it's the only above PG movie that he's ever released, I think.
Look at that.
Look at that.
Look at it.
Look at it. It's Mononoke. Horse.
Anyway.
And also what was the animal that he rode? His little buddy.
Little deer thing.
That thing was sick.
Yeah, that thing was hype.
Red elk, I think it was.
Yeah, I forgot his name.
Ashitaka is the main character. Yeah, I was talking about him. I like the main character because you kind of like while you're watching, you use him as kind of a like you relate to him because you're like, wait, both these sides are kind of like they have their good sides to them, and you relate to him through that, and he's kind of indecisive on which side to take, and he doesn't end up taking either side. He just takes both sides basically, and I think that it's just kind of like he's like us. In the movie, basically. He's like the viewer in the movie.
I do think, though, that I feel like they could have done a better job making the humans seem less evil. Because the humans almost seem like the bad guys. There's like the scene where she like talks about, helping the lepers and the people from all the brothels and stuff. But
I think it's because the humans did have the evil intention.
The only thing that...
But even when she's explaining like the good stuff, she just like the lady always seems just like the bad guy too.
Yeah, the only thing
because I think the thing is she pretty much is the bad guy. She like is the bad guy, but this movie makes the point that
the monkeys are the bad guy.
The monkeys are the best guys.
The apes.
The apes are the boys.
The monkeys are the bad guys.
There was no ape action in there. Bad movie.
But
0 out of 10.
But yeah, the humans were the bad guys.
Also, no kiss. 0 out of 10.
What about the feeding scene?
Wrong.
Where she pre-chews the food.
She does pre-chew like
that's
tree
unconsensual. That's not consensual.
Yeah,
there's rape in this
movie. So.
There's rape in this movie.
Guys, I'm having a horrible time trying to find a movie.
So keep going. We gotta keep talking. But
I'm between like 4 of them right now.
This movie also was kind of like I don't know
Best
why.
Be good, boy.
I think that this movie is very much like a. This is just kind of an observation. Stop being Squints. Oh, sorry, Squint. I'm sorry, Squints. If you're listening, I just talked about you.
He's not
forbidden.
Yeah, he's not watching this shit.
One thing for some reason this movie is a very like. People keep calling it a pro-female movie, which I thought was kind of interesting in a way.
I don't know.
Yeah,
it is.
Well, yeah, the whole Irontown dynamic.
It's like the men are the idiots, and they can't do anything productive. And I thought it was kind of an interesting dynamic.
Yeah.
And it was
it wasn't like that. It wasn't that they were the idiots. It was that
they were the
women doing the.
They also describe them as idiots as well because the one guy who's like the leader's like assistant, he's a dick and he's an idiot.
Yeah.
Because he leads a bunch of people to their death. The husband of the woman that he saves or whatever, he's an idiot, and she literally calls him an idiot like a shit ton of times, and he's always like and then and
the women do like all the work and stuff,
and then even the male boar is an idiot because he can't see. So
moral of the story, men's stupid, but he when he is he thinks that the boars are like his people who got resurrected, and he's like running. But the mother wolf is also a very smart character. So.
Yeah, basically the point of this movie is women smart, men dumb.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But it was just like the whole dynamic. That Irontown was very cool, I thought.
Yeah.
It was You if once you guys watch Spirited Away, you'll understand why he's just so good at world building, and just what's crazy is all this stuff he pretty much made up all of this mythology on his own, and it just shows what a creative mind he was, and really just how insanely detailed he was about these worlds. He would pull from different inspirations of mythologies and kind of base these characters off them and make totally new designs for them. Those little forest spirit dudes that...
Oh, those are the best.
Those things are... I forgot what they were based on. I watched a video about this because I was wondering if it was based off of real mythology or not. And it is kind of based off real mythology, but it's with Miyazaki's twist. And he basically just builds this whole world. And I want to go to that world because it was so cool.
I don't want to go to that world.
I don't either.
I want to just visit. I want to visit for a day.
No.
Really? You don't want to go see the forest spirit?
If I had a nuts arm that could punch through anything and rip off people's limbs, yeah, sure.
It wouldn't take over my body.
But I would die.
No, you wouldn't.
Stepped in that world.
Ethan, I have faith you would not die.
I don't have faith in me. I think a Japanese soldier, samurai, would go, and I'd die.
Is that racist?
That's racist. Yeah.
Can I put that in the podcast?
All right.
That's a certified Ethan moment.
It's a certified Ethan moment.
Ethan tiny
time?
Rating time?
Ratings?
All right, I guess I have to go first now.
Yeah.
Well, guys, this, I have to say, was one of the best movies I've ever seen. One of my favorite movies of all time. I think takes over Fantastic Mr. Fox is my favorite animated movie. It's a mean 5 out of 5. It slotted straight into my favorites on Letterboxd. Took over for Spirited Away, because I enjoyed this more. I don't know if it was a better movie than Spirited Away, but I like this a lot more. And I don't know, just the characters, the world, especially the world, the art, the action. The action was dope. I thought this movie was amazing.
Nice.
Unreal. 5 out of 5.
Ethan.
Hold on.
And also I'll add, this is now top of my Simps
Okay.
podcast list. And
Wow.
Godfather's number 2. So I had the top 2 this week for my list, which is pretty well. Good suggestion.
I was debating giving it a 4, but I'm gonna give it a 3.75 out of 5.
Professional score? Hello?
Yeah, first professional score from Ethan.
Wow.
There it is.
Which is a 7.5 out of 10. It was really fucking good. I'm not a big anime boy, but I'm getting into it slowly.
Yeah, same. I'm kind of we're just kind of swimming in. We're just kind of, all of us really are kind of just slowly kind of swimming into the anime world a little bit.
Yeah.
Right
but,
now.
the main character kind of dropped the score heavily for me, and a lot of plot holes, and otherwise beautifully animated, great sound and music, and pretty meaningful and good story.
Yeah, we didn't even really talk about the underlying themes of it, which there are a lot of.
Yeah.
But anyways, unimportant. If you want to know actually insightful information about a movie, why are you watching us?
Yeah, for real.
You're just an idiot.
I'm gonna give it a 4. I really enjoyed it. Again, like Ethan said, I'm not huge into anime, and mainly just because of some of the things that I thought were missing. Like, I was just a little lost on some things, like the curse and whatnot. But I really enjoyed it. I thought the whole dynamic of all the stories coming together at once for this big, cataclysmic nature event was really dope, and the visuals were amazing. So 4 out of 5 for me. Definitely gonna be in the top 4 probably of our podcast movies.
All right. I am going to give this movie a 3.25 out of 5.
Ooh.
I was about to give it a 6, but I don't think I could give it a 6 because it was a really good movie. But I don't think I could give it a 7. So
You guys are really...
6.5 out of 10.
Damn. I did not
I'm
think that I would
surprised
give you a
that
higher
from
score.
Tyler.
I don't know.
Yeah, see,
I found a lot. I think I just got a little disappointed after the beginning because I really liked the beginning of the movie.
Expectations.
See, I honestly, Tyler, I think you might hate Spirited Away.
You think?
Cause you just don't seem, you're not really into the movies that are about kind of making you like enveloping you in a world.
No, I do like those movies.
But like you haven't liked any of them that we've watched really.
Like any of my
no,
movies?
I
what do
do.
you mean? Wait, okay,
You
wait,
like
hold
any-
on. You
Okay,
gotta
well,
back
okay.
that up with some facts. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me hear
Well,
what
first of
you
all,
think
okay,
about
I
that.
can't really say Stalker. 'Cause
Stalker,
I was the only one that liked
I
it.
like the
Yeah.
world in Stalker. I didn't like the movie.
Yeah. Okay. What's another one? Come on. You gotta back up your shit.
Well, this
I'm putting you on
Mononoke.
Yeah, but you said he
You haven't
doesn't
liked
like
any of
world
them.
building.
Yeah.
Dude, whenever
No,
you guys tell me that,
I
I'm
love
gonna
the world in
forget.
this movie. I just didn't think the story was there to go with the cool world that they had. Like, I think there was just a lot lacking that I felt like my expectations were super high after about the first third of the movie, and then I felt like I got disappointed throughout like the midsection of the movie. And then I liked the end. I liked the end of the movie, but I felt like there was just I don't know.
Now I really do want you guys to watch Spirited Away. I want to see
Just
what
not
you guys
enough
think.
complexity.
Not-
Joe.
Not even that. It
Okay,
just
that's
wasn't-
I see, but I talked about this when we watched.
It's not even
Tenet. I just like simple plots.
no, like I
Simple brain.
It's
I
not that
think
it was
that-
too simple. I just felt like it didn't
Yeah, I agree. It wasn't
hit
simple.
the spots that I was. hoping it was.
I'm just like, what do you guys like want out of it? Because I mean, we're not really that close to the hour, so we can.
I don't know. Like I said,
It's
I
all
thought the
like
character was kind of a
weird.
boring person. I thought that some of the just the sections in the movie, I don't know. I felt like I don't know. There was just stuff that was almost too easy, like the arm and the
But I think it's pretty much
I don't know.
impossible to find movies that don't take like
It's-
little plot points like that and kind of just like bend the rules. Like it's tough to find a movie that 100%
No,
follows
I know.
its rules.
I know. I still think it was a great movie. I just
Godfather.
don't think it was that. Like, it wasn't as good as I think you
Say
guys
it.
are saying.
Say it so the
In
PA
my
gallery
opinion.
can hear it.
Godfather
There you go.
follows its rules.
Well,
It
okay,
does.
Godfather doesn't really set rules. That's a movie that's not really
Godfather-
because like in a movie like this, you're creating a whole world,
Yeah.
and this whole world
That
has
is
its own
fact.
sets of
That is
rules.
fact.
No, I know that.
And
Like I said,
Harry
I just think-
Potter.
I think that it was
Harry
just
Potter.
missing-
I
I
guarantee. I guarantee you, Harry Potter has a lot of rule holes in it.
Fine. You ready? Star Wars. Wrong.
Star Wars has never broken its own rules before.
Yeah,
never
that's-
ever.
That's wrong.
Star Wars
Especially
is
not in the
perfect.
last Jedi.
Okay. You know what? Star Wars before the new trilogy.
Yeah.
There.
Star Wars before the
Yeah,
new
Star
trilogy
Wars
doesn't
also
have-
just had some pretty simple rules.
Yeah.
It did follow them though.
But
for the
yeah,
most
no,
part.
like I'm saying, I
I'd have to watch
I
it
really
again.
liked the movie. I just felt like I don't know, I got a little disappointed from the beginning to the middle. But
I
other
do
than that,
agree. I
liked
do
it.
agree. It does kind of tail off in the middle,
Yeah.
but I just kind of took that as opportunity to get more invested in the world and kind of get just a feel for it more. And that I love like that was another like peaks and valleys thing where I just felt like the valleys were really good still, because I was just learning more about the characters and learning more about like the mythology and the.
I think the main thing that did it for me is probably just the main character, because I hate a main character that is just so perfect, because like literally no matter what, everybody liked him. Literally he couldn't, like, I don't think he did one wrong thing.
Yeah,
throughout
even
that
when he
whole
did
movie.
something they didn't like, they still liked him.
Yeah. I
It
don't
was
think
still chill.
I don't think he did
Wait,
anything.
like when though?
Like when he saved the princess
It's
or
'cause
whatever,
I
and he
think-
interrupted
yeah.
that fight. They were like, "Be safe." Yeah, and he's leaving. Like,
it's because he saved two of their people. He
But
literally
even then-
saved them from dying.
Even then, like, that's
No.
even another example.
he
He's just
didn't.
way
Yes,
too
he did.
perfect.
no, he didn't,
What?
because the princess was like knocked out and she was like injured. And
No,
fighting.
I'm saying that he saved them earlier when he brought them back to Irontown.
Yeah.
And so they were like, "Oh my god, this kid's great! Like this kid's our like, he's insane! Like he just saved two of our men. Like let's treat him like a king, basically. He's like we'll treat him well."
But it
while
felt
he's
like
here."
it's weird
So
because
yeah, I just think because
even
then,
on the-
like just imagine yourself in this situation. This dude just saved your friend's life. You're kind of like, what do you do there?
I just think-
like
I just
I
think-
don't know how I
But
would
then,
react
then
in
think
that
about it on the
situation.
animal side. The animals like said like over like 10 times in the film like we're gonna rip your head off, but like at the same time they're backing him fully. They're like we're gonna
I
kill
just-
you,
I
but
just
we
think
love
he
you.
didn't, like, he never did one thing wrong, and I don't like a character that is perfect.
Tell me Devon to the clips.
That would be sick.
That
would be a nuts pickup.
He'll play with Marcus Morris.
Ooh, Reggie Perry.
Reggie Perry.
Can you imagine Don Dotson and Marcus Morris on the same team?
Anyway.
Old school KU, new school KU.
Should we move to the next week's suggestion?
We got wait. Wait.
We already rated it. Yeah. You go ahead. I'm between
all right.
5 still.
See, all right. So, my suggestion.
It's a little bit longer. It's like at 55.
I literally know nothing about this.
I know
movie.
nothing.
I just saw it and thought it sounded kind of interesting because it was on the list of hidden gems on Netflix right now.
Whoa.
So, the movie is Cloud Atlas.
Wachowskis.
Featuring Tom Hanks. And basically this whole movie is apparently telling 7 different stories from 7 different timelines.
Oh no.
All different stories, but the same.
So and basically I know about this movie. It's directed.
And it's 3 hours long.
3 of the
my life.
2 of the directors are the Wachowski sisters who made The Matrix.
Yeah, they made The Matrix.
And Speed Racer, which is actually a movie.
Speed
Racer. Have you guys heard people people are like
actually
crazy
thinking
for
about
Speed Racer
Racer.
now.
It's bad. It's a bad movie, but very visually appealing.
Yeah. I think that the Wachowskis just do style.
That's why I think this movie is going to be very interesting.
I think it'll be interesting. I think that this movie kind of murdered their careers, kind of, and they've kind of been on like a
well, this is going to be exciting
down
to
the
see.
toilet bowl spiral after this movie, but
Alrighty, guys.
I'm excited.
Let's have a little conversation.
Oh no.
So that sounds like a 3-hour kind of, maybe a brain twister. Probably.
Don't give us the movie title. Give us like the general.
Yeah, no. I'm gonna list up a bunch of genres here.
Okay.
Do you want kind of a less? Just a less.
A less mind bender.
How about okay, so we have sort of a low key sci-fi kind of fun end of the world type beat. We have a coming of age story that's really cool. A rom-com.
Are we voting on this right now?
We'll wait for him.
I don't want to vote. I want you to choose.
Jackson, what are you feeling? I feel like you are very saddened by Tyler's pick right now, and I think that you need to make your own. You need to make a big boy executive decision right now.
Big boy.
See, I want to change up the vibe a little bit because that's more of an apocalypse kind of thing. Like, maybe is it a post-apocalyptic world?
It's Cloud Atlas.
It's Cloud Atlas.
Cloud
It just
Atlas,
happens. Man. I don't know. It happens throughout time. I know that, but there's 7 different people, 7 different stories.
That's a lot of stories.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, I was gonna try to go more of a feel-good type beat, but I think what I'm gonna do is suggest Boyhood.
Okay.
Boyhood, I think, will bring up a lot of interesting conversation in the podcast. It's, if you guys know anything about it, it's filmed over 12 years. So you actually see this kid grow up. And that's the whole thing about it.
Was it a Best Picture nominee?
I think so.
I remember hearing a lot about it the year it came out.
But I've seen it before. But it struck my attention just because I feel like we'll have a lot to talk about with it. And it's been a while, and I wasn't really into film when I first watched it. So.
Oh, you've seen it?
I've seen it. Yes.
Okay.
I was between that. I had Planet of the Apes.
No.
That would have been
with the original.
Yeah, Don.
Oh, the original?
No, not the '70s version where the people are walking out in gorilla.
That would have been awesome if we watched
that. That would
that.
have been awesome.
Devon to the Raptors.
Oh my god!
Have you seen that?
Yeah, the original one.
Yeah.
I was thinking of Kill Bill. I could have done that, but I mean, we've watched a lot of really highly acclaimed movies recently.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think now it's time to dip back into the sewers.
It's time to dip.
It's time to find some Ichi the Killers.
But I feel like we've watched some really good. I don't think Boyhood is up there.
We haven't really watched a bad movie yet. We haven't watched a movie that we all just think sucks yet.
And I was thinking about that too.
127 Hours is the closest to that, and even then it was like...
Yeah, Best Picture nominee.
I don't know, that movie still scares me. I don't know what was wrong with that.
And then Twister. Have you guys heard of that movie?
Oh my God.
See that was a bad movie that I was thinking would be funny.
Fuck, I kind of wish you picked OG Planet of the Apes. That would have been an interesting conversation.
That would have been
No,
that would have been a good aging conversation.
You couldn't watch that?
It'd just be so dumb.
That's
It's literally a fucking play on screen.
Dude.
No, it's not.
They're walking around in gorilla costumes where you can see their human eyeballs.
Yeah,
It's hype.
It's dumb. I've seen clips from it, and they like smoke like fog machines.
I don't know that film. That
It's
film,
dumb.
like that film, made me like. Didn't they already pick?
Show me Devon.
Oh.
Didn't they pick?
No, it's
Show
happening
me.
right now.
Say.
Come on. All right.
But I watched Planet of the Apes, and I was like, this shit's creepy. Because like I watched the old one after the new one came out.
Oh really?
And I was like.
I don't think I ever watched any of the new ones.
And then when like the missile silo, like that scene from like, isn't that from that's not from the first one?
No,
that's from like the.
I don't remember which one. I don't know. I've watched the first one and then parts.
We should
of one of
grind
the other
this
ones. I don't
one
know.
day. We should grind
The
this.
old ones, the
Yeah.
old Planet of the Apes movies.
Yeah, they're like really good.
They are good.
They're bad, but like it makes them good.
They're bad but good.
They're bad in the sense that
But the
they
story's
don't
very
have actual monkeys.
right. But the story is really,
I need
really
actual
good.
monkeys.
Where the monkeys at?
But my last one that I was maybe gonna suggest was Okja by
that's
Juno.
fun.
That would have been.
Yeah.
Isn't
I
it
decided to
about
go with something a little.
Is it about the piggy?
I think so.
I kind of want to watch that.
You know, we could switch it up.
I am excited about my movie just because excited, but it's gonna be interesting because apparently it's a story like these 7 stories are all to show how our lives connect through time, basically.
Oh boy, here
So-
we go.
So,
You
but
know
all
what?
of them are different
Can we do
stories.
Okja?
We're gonna do Okja instead.
Yeah.
Can we just
Because
watch a movie
I
where
feel like-
some like just
Have you seen
cars
Okja?
blow up in 30
Okay,
minutes?
let's watch Okja.
Please.
We're gonna do Okja instead of
Oh,
Boyhood.
wow.
We just watch a Mission Impossible.
Dude, all the people that clicked off there are gonna watch the wrong movie.
Oh,
What are we gonna
I don't
do?
give 3
All of
fucks.
our half viewer.
Yeah.
I bet you there's at least 4 people listening right now.
Well, now we know.
But yeah,
Okja.
Okja and Cloud Atlas.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
What a weird week this is gonna be. Weird 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Movies!